All right, you guys, what is good? How is it going? How are you guys doing? We are here to react to the latest Final Fantasy 16 trailer. And this time I do have StreamYard connected to the proper mic, the correct mic, because I do apologize for the quality of the mic in yesterday's live stream. That was absolutely terrible. I forgot to connect the appropriate mic. I was using the internal mic on my laptop, which is not a very good mic, given the room that I have my studio set up in. So do apologize for that. Probably going to delete that because the audio quality is really just that bad. So I'll probably delete that live stream a little bit later today. But in fact, by the time this goes up, it'll probably be deleted, just being honest. But that being said, we're not here to talk about my audio issues. We're here to talk about Final Fantasy 16 and kind of sort of my issues with the game. So, you know, the game finally got a release date announced. We finally, got more information on it earlier this year, and I wasn't really particularly happy with all the information. I mean, the game from a visual standpoint looks great. Uh, and from a gameplay standpoint, it looks great. But is it a Final Fantasy game? I'm not entirely sure. Yes, it says Final Fantasy 16, but, Final Fantasy 15 says Final Fantasy in the title as well. And, if you guys were on the older channel, you know that I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of that either, because I felt like it wasn't true to the franchise up to that point. And I'm kind of getting similar vibes here with Final Fantasy 16. Not, I'm not particularly excited for this game. I'm not as excited for this game as I once was. Um, when we heard stuff about the situation with the party member system, which I'm still very unsure about. When we, it just, I don't know, like the whole idea about this being Final Fantasy Devil May Cry edition, I can see where people are coming from, and, nothing against Devil May Cry, but if I want to play Devil May Cry, I'll go play Devil May Cry. I play Final Fantasy to play Final Fantasy. I firmly believe, and I still hold this belief to this day, that for the mainline Final Fantasy games, not the spin-offs, spin-offs you can give a lot more leeway to, a lot more freedom to in terms of experimenting. I think that's fine. But for the mainline games, I believe that there is a formula you need to stick to, and you can create variations on that, and you can advance that formula in different ways. I think the Final Fantasy VII Remake is what a modern Final Fantasy should be. All right. It's got the more action-oriented stuff that people seem to like, even though, I'm a fan of turn-based combat. I like both. I like action RPGs. I like turn-based RPGs. I play Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. They represent two sides of that coin. But if you're going to take Final Fantasy to a more modern approach, I think the Final Fantasy VII Remake really did nail it down. It had a party member system that was very dynamic, very good. I think it held true to the essence of Final Fantasy. I was hoping that was going to be the template for the series going forward, but now I'm not so sure. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the latest Final Fantasy 16 trailer, and maybe there'll be something here that will actually change my mind. So let's go ahead and dive into this in 3, 2, 1.
It has been 1,500 years since the fall of our forebears. And Valisthea has been slowly dying ever since.
Visually, this game is stunning. It's visual. I mean, it is visually very, very nice. But I expect that from Square Enix at this point.
We're in the middle of the Deadlands. The blights of this place.
Actually, hold on a second. Is there closed captioning? There is. All right, yeah, closed captioning. Let me put that up for some of the viewers that may have an impairment. I think that would be appropriate.
No trees, no birds, and no magic.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight. The mother's flame now all but a flicker.
We cannot live without the blessing of the crystals. And the crystals work their magic through us.
Going back to classic Final Fantasy crystal mythology, I like it.
Who shall claim their fading light? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, bastion of tradition.
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire of Sanbreque, where ambition is...
This is a really pretty game.
The Imperial banner
Holy
shall fly
shit.
over every city in Storm. All shall bow before their emperor.
I mean, this is
The Dalmatian
visually
Republic, whose
beautiful.
fortunes shift with the desert sands.
And what of our wise rulers, goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap?
The Iron Kingdom, forged in faith and fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption.
Or the Kingdom of Waloed, indomitable in its isolation.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day. And as the fringes fade, the people flock to the mother crystals.
From a single spark, will the land ignite? In the year 860, the Imperial army will march upon Rosaria.
I forgot this game is actually supposed to be
And from
pretty
the
damn
slaughter
gory.
Shall a new shadow rise? To fall upon the dominants, painting their destinies black as night.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Command respect, but instead
Yo, Joshua going full on exorcist.
And so I became their puppet. What makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
I'll crush him! Flay him!
Show off something about the party system. You said there was going to be like an AI controlled party. Let's see it.
It is you who shall bow to me.
Very well. Come then. Show us the strength.
Did he steal a sword from Caius Ballad?
Rise, ye crownless kings, a reckoning is upon you. A war of the icons.
So still no specific date. Still just summer 2023.
Friday.
Okay, that was... come on. I don't care about this ad. All right, that was interesting. And don't, for the love of God, YouTube, don't copyright me for this. All right, this ad just popped up out of nowhere. Okay, it's not my fault. So I gotta say, you know, as far as the story goes, it has me hooked, and I'm gonna play it for the story alone. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna play it for the story for the story alone. Absolutely. Because the story looks freaking fantastic. Yeah, there we go. Let's put it on an image of a bloody child. Why don't we? I'm sure that. And yeah, like the whole idea of this being a more mature Final Fantasy, that has me interested as well. But yeah, I gotta say, like, from just a story aspect and like a visual aspect and a character aspect, it looks good. The only thing that really does concern me about this game is the combat. It's the combat. That's what really concerns me. It just, I don't know, like, and I didn't really get any kind of clue or indicator from this trailer to kind of alleviate my fears that, from a combat standpoint, this may not feel like a Final Fantasy game. Now, story-wise and stuff, I mean, I'm very interested in this story. Like this whole idea of the dominance being used by these nations, the more classical Final Fantasy approach with the crystals and everything, all that has me very much interested. I'm very interested in that. So I'm going to play for that alone. And I'm hoping this game is really going to surprise me. Because right now, again, it's really just the gameplay has me mixed. Like, and maybe I'm just old fashioned, maybe that's it. And the gameplay alone could be fun. It just does. I don't know if it's going to feel like Final Fantasy. Like the gameplay doesn't look bad. I just don't know if it's going to feel like Final Fantasy. You get what I'm saying? And for some people, they may not care. Like newcomers to this franchise, they may not give a damn. But, for me personally and veterans of the series, I don't know. But anyways, from a story standpoint, character standpoint, visual standpoint, I'm already hooked. I'm already going to buy the game. All right. You already got me. So, I'm sure we're going to get more trailers going forward, and hopefully we get more of the gameplay. What I really want to see from the gameplay right now, because they did mention there would be a party system of some kind. They did mention that there would be an AI-controlled party. I'm assuming something similar to Kingdom Hearts. Even though for Final Fantasy, that's not really what I want. I'd rather be in control of my party members. I'll take it over not having a party system. I want to see how that plays out. I want to get more clues about that, more indications about that. From a gameplay standpoint, that's really what I want to see. Anyways, that being said, tell me what you thought about this trailer. Tell me if you guys, have some hesitancy when it comes to the gameplay standpoint like I do. I don't think you can argue from a visual standpoint like this is not a great looking game. Visually, it looks amazing. It really does. The locations in this game, I mean, it looks really, really cool. And again, story-wise, character-wise, I'm very much interested in it. Again, this whole idea of the dominance and them being used by the nations, it has very much, like Naruto Jinchuriki vibes to me. And I'm here for that. I dig that. So let's, let's go from that standpoint. But yeah, it's gonna be a day one buy for me. It's a Final Fantasy game. I just hope that from a gameplay standpoint, I actually come out pleasantly surprised. But that being said, we're going to wrap it up here. If you want more Final Fantasy content, of course, click the subscribe button, click the like button, like this video, click the bell for notifications. Hey, if you're into comic books, anime, movies, general pop culture, check out my second channel. That's going to be linked down below. And until the next one, I'm Jessica James, and I'm signing out.